Yep, we're back. So, I have now played through this game twice.
Wow, already.
Yes, oh my god. This opening does not do it justice.
Okay.
This is like the shittiest opening to a video game.
Yeah.
It's Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh.
It front loads the plot, and the first, I'm gonna say 2 hours of gameplay are trash. Like, until you clear the hospital segment, it's garbage.
Okay.
But once you do, oh my god, it scratches every itch I have for a JRPG.
Okay, good, because it was bad last I saw it.
Yes.
Which was in the first 2 hours.
Yes.
Coincidentally enough.
To address something that people may have just saw, for whatever reason, when I decided to sit down and record it, for the first time ever in the years I've been using this, the hop egg had hiccups.
Oh.
So in this first segment here, which we've already gone over, there are going to be a few graphical hiccups. I don't know what happened. I didn't catch them while recording. And to go get that footage again would require me to go rebeat the final boss and a bunch of other stupid bullshit I did not feel like doing.
That's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. So
we're not getting paid enough.
No, we are not. So what's going on, the whole thing is front-loaded with story. It's way too front-loaded. When the story opens up, it's actually really good. It's almost Final Fantasy 13. No, I was about to say it's almost Final Fantasy 13 levels of bad. It's not nowhere near that.
Okay. You did just say it starts to become good. Yeah,
it has the same problem that 13 has, where it doesn't know how to handle its story well. But it's not nearly as incompetent and incomprehensible as 13.
Okay.
Like, the biggest problem in 13 is it doesn't understand pacing at all.
Okay.
And it's constantly up its own ass with terminology.
Right.
That
and
is
from
not...
what I could see here, pacing may be an issue, I don't know, but yeah, terminology, not a problem. It seemed very kiddie last I saw it.
Yeah, the Digimon way of handling any kind of terminology is to slap the word Digi in front of it.
Oh, so it's stupid like that, okay.
Yeah, so it's very easy to understand, because it's more...
I should clarify that I give, like, 5% of a shit about Digimon.
To be fair, there's about 5% of Digimon worth giving a shit about.
Okay, well, I guess it's good and proportional then.
Yeah. This is one of them. Because like I said, once the story opens up, it actually does a lot of really cool things, and it subverts most of the things we were bitching and moaning about last time.
Okay.
So it's pretty clever, and there were a couple of moments where it caught me completely off guard with things.
Okay, good.
Like, I kind of wish I was recording, because I was sitting there, and my roommate had to come and go like, what are you yelling about? And I'm like, this thing just happened! And it's like, what was it? This! That doesn't make any sense! It's like, no, it doesn't! It's awesome! It's like, how long have you been playing this? 60 hours, and it still doesn't make any sense!
And you've played it through twice.
Granted, New Game Plus is a lot less grindy.
Okay, that's good.
Well, so I got...
Is that what we're watching now?
What?
Is that what we're watching now?
Yeah, we're watching New Game Plus.
Okay.
Okay, so laying down the ground rules for this playthrough. I did it in New Game Plus because I didn't feel like grinding for all the same shit. We are going to start with a much bigger team than what we should have at that stage in the game.
Okay.
Fuck it. I am playing on hard mode. I'm not sure how far into this I'm going to go in hard mode, because some of the bosses become bullshit on hard mode. Because it was added for the US version, and they didn't understand how to balance their own fucking game.
That's not too surprising.
And yeah, there's going to be a lot of weird cuts in this first segment. Because once you get started, it gives you the same team you had at the end of the game.
Okay.
So, like, I had the Megas and all, like, the stupid overpowered bullshit running through beating up toddlers.
So we're not going to get that little shitty puppy dog?
No.
Okay.
On top of that, that first fight with, like, the tentacle thing, that is a supposed to lose fight, and there's a couple of those in this game, and they're all bullshit.
Okay.
But the thing of it is, it's not based on how many turns you take, it's how many turns it takes.
Okay.
and its stats are not upscaled for New Game Plus.
Mm-hmm.
So all of your team by the end game are so much faster. That fight was literally 6 minutes solid of watching a bunch of overpowered god characters uselessly wail on this Nautilus.
What even is game design?
And then it takes 2 moves. But yeah, we did cut a bunch of this out of the original game. I mean, the original video. So
pretty much this entire opening sequence.
Yeah, so if anyone really feels like following the story at this stage, because there's not much to this story just yet, feel free to mute us and watch it again. The short version is Second Life is really important in this world.
Mm-hmm. And creepy hacker dudes are there.
Yeah, creepy hacker dudes. Over there with their pedo bear hoodies.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he plays a major role later on.
Oh, that was a bad hiccup there.
Yeah.
No. His team does.
Okay.
Like, there's a whole faction of people that wear those shitty hoodies, and they're all very important as a whole.
Okay.
Him individually, you never see this guy again.
Well, I want him to be like the secret final boss that you never find unless you do all these weird esoteric things.
Prepare to be disappointed.
Well, I am going to keep my hopes up regardless.
All right, you keep those hopes up.
Yeah. It's only logical.
Yeah. Yeah, you go right ahead and do that.
Mm-hmm.
But going back to laying down the ground rules for this playthrough, I have very carefully selected the team I'm going to be using based solely on the fact of these are characters furries give a shit about.
Right.
I've also named all of them after either people we personally know or
which
pop
means
furs.
furries don't give a shit about them.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
poppers, which means
yeah.
furries do.
Well, to be fair,
One of them is kind of a crossover between people we know and popper.
there's a couple like that.
Yeah.
Like that. And when we get to that point, I will happily explain who these fuckers are, because we will be spending a long time with them, because I am not changing my team out.
Okay.
In fact, I have it all plotted out on a spreadsheet. So as I hit the levels, I can just jump straight to the next forms without dicking around.
Okay, good to know.
Because this game, holy shit, you can turn anything into anything in this game if you have enough time. Well, one of the cool things about this game, and one of the things I really like about this game, is it's another monster collecting game. But unlike most monster collecting games, you have nothing but branching paths.
Okay.
And you can go backwards down the paths.
And there's a use for that?
There's a couple of uses for that. One, any skill they learn in these different forms, they keep in every form.
Okay.
So everything has 1, maybe 2 special moves that only that form can do.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, anything else they pick up, they keep forever.
Okay.
So,
Well, that's pretty neat.
and on top of that, there's another stat that, because I'm playing a New Game Plus, I'm not worrying about. Called ability, I think. It's ABI. And you only increase, or you can only increase that stat, and you can only do it by moving up and down the Digivolution chain.
Okay.
You need to go backwards at least once to hit the final tier.
Okay.
Because every single mega form, except for I think 1, requires an ABI of at least 20. And even if you start at baby and work all your way up, you only end up with like 17.
Okay.
Yeah, so you need to go backwards at least once.
And what does ABI do for you?
It raises your level cap.
Oh, okay. So kind of important.
Yeah. No matter what, everything has a level cap. Once you hit, I think, ABI 50, it doesn't matter anymore.
Okay.
And for most things, you don't need a really high ABI. The only things you really need a high ABI for are some of the more bullshit forms, like the Royal Knights or Satan. I'm not kidding. There's a Digimon called Lucamon Satan Mode.
Okay.
And he is a pain in the ass to get.
I knew there was some sort of Satan-based Digimon just because I watched the first season. That was about it.
Well, here's the thing. That's Devimon.
Oh, okay.
This is a completely different Satan.
Oh, okay. So there are multiple Satans in the Digimon world. Good to know.
Yes. He's part of the 7 deadly Digimon, which is a thing.
Oh my god.
Yes. Most of them are exactly what you'd expect. The one for, I think, Envy is a giant crocodile.
Okay.
Which is kind of neat.
Because green with envy.
Strangely enough, he's red and blue.
God fucking damn it.
So that doesn't make any sense. And here we meet our main 3 cast, who we made fun of relentlessly because they're all insufferable.
Yep. Especially her. I hate her so much.
Well, the good news is she has a pretty good arc.
Okay.
Her attitude, like her behavior never changes, but her role becomes something useful.
Okay. I don't know how to feel about that.
She does grow and mature, but she's always an idiot.
Okay. At least she matures, because that's the part that bothered me.
Yeah.
Like, I can handle idiots, but like, annoying idiots who constantly think they're right.
Well, that's the funny thing. She actively acknowledges pretty much constantly that she's usually wrong.
Okay, well that's good to know.
Yeah, so she's at least self-aware. She is very much girl Naruto.
Okay. Isn't Naruto already a girl?
He can be. He can be.
He's voiced by a girl. Well, a woman.
That's not unusual for little boy characters.
Yeah.
So she gets better. She is horrible in these first sections, but the entire first section of this game is horrible.
Okay.
Ghostface there.
I do like him.
Yeah.
Just because he's an asshole to her.
Well, he starts off as a character who's too cool for school. He does get a character trait later, which makes him way better.
Yeah.
Then he very much becomes a Sasuke character. Where
I was just gonna say, if she's Naruto, he's Sasuke.
Yeah, he becomes broody and power crazed and all this other stupid nonsense.
Shocking.
But they pull it back really well.
Okay, good.
So, pretty much every named character ends up cool by the end. There are some points where they're lame, but they always end up cool.
So they follow the tropes for a while and then sort of subvert them later, is kind of what you're saying?
Kind of.
Okay.
It's a lot like One Punch Man or Deadpool, where they're subverting the tropes while still executing the tropes at least competently.
Okay.
Your player character is always a sort of ditzy tabula rasa. Like, just by player agency. There is one thing that this game does a lot that I absolutely hate. You're given a ton of dialogue choices. Approximately 0 of them matter.
Okay, well that's good to know.
At
So
no
they just kind of
point-
change how they respond for one line and then that's it?
Yeah, it's a one-line difference. And it's purely for your own gratification roleplay. It's single-player roleplay moments.
Okay. I just realized something really stupid. Nokia? You can see her belly button through that dress somehow. That doesn't make any fucking sense, and I hate it when people do that.
Her whole costume doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I mean, look at the
it's
side
cloth.
of it. Well, the side of it, it's not a single dress. It's like 2 halves of a dress that's half
God,
sewn
you're
together
right.
down the side.
That's ridiculous.
It's the most baffling outfit I've seen in anything.
Which is even more why you shouldn't be able to see her belly button through it. Because, like, it should not be tight like that.
Yeah.
Like, anything sewn like that wouldn't be that tight.
Unless she actually, like, ties the sides together like shoelaces.
Yeah. Or wears it like a fucking corset or something.
Yeah. Like, there are 3 female characters in this game that have really baffling wardrobe choices.
Yeah.
And we meet 2 of them in the first 40 minutes.
Yeah, I do recall the other one.
Yeah, Booby McGee.
Yeah, whom you censored somehow.
I'm not doing that again. Because she is in it more than these 2 idiots.
Oh, okay.
Like, she is number 2 main character. The third character with the baffling wardrobe choice we don't see until much, much later.
Okay, well, I look forward to her then.
Yeah. I think all the guys have pretty sensible wardrobe choices, except for
More or
main
less.
character's pouches. Like, he decided he wanted to have 2 messenger bags today and wear them as a belt.
Sasuke's jacket is kind of fucking weird too.
Yeah.
And he wears this single piece, like, I don't know, pantsuit.
He has
literal pantsuit.
A jumpsuit with flare on it, and he's wearing a hoodie trench coat.
Yep.
Yeah, it's weird looking, to be absolutely sure.
But it's not impractical like hers.
No. No, all the wardrobe is anime. Anime is happening on our screen right now.
Yes. They had fun when they designed these, and they didn't care about anything else.
No. In fact, I think at least two of these designs are just fuck you to cosplayers. Like, oh, we hope this gets popular enough that people try to wear this.
Yeah.
Because it is not happening in the real world.
Yep.
And this would make sense if this is what they wore in the digital world. And there would be precedent, because in, I think it was season 2 of the show, the characters would change outfits whenever they jumped into the digital world. And it was just like, why is this? Well, these are digital productions, so they wear what, like, our subconscious wants to wear, not what we actually wear.
Right, of course.
And those are kind of impractical anime outfits, but when they're in the real world, it's like, okay, these are what normal human beings wear.
But that's not the case in this game.
No. In fact, I did include it in that we talked over and I didn't point out because I forgot. There is one character in the starting area that has a throwaway line that hand waves why everyone's character model is identical in the real world and the digital world.
Oh, yeah?
This system forces you to have an avatar that looks like you to cut down on crime.
Oh, okay. So it's like what people are considering for the internet.
Yeah.
Like, no more anonymity.
Yeah. So that's why one of the hacker groups you meet has like anonymous style masks, because they're literally putting masks on their avatars. Okay,
that makes sense.
Yeah. So there's a ton of actually running around in the game world with this that I'm cutting out because it's again with a bunch of megas that just completely curb stomp everything as a waste of time. Not that I won't be curb stomping everything once I get my regular team, because the random battles in this game are piss easy.
Of course.
The cool thing is, and I think we talked about this last time we talked about JRPGs, you can turn off random battles once you get to a certain point in the game.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. One of the tutorials we blazed through last time we sat down to play this, you get these hacking skills that are based entirely on how many of a certain type you have on your team.
Okay.
Once you get 5 megas, you can just turn off random battles in a zone.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Earthbound's thing in that it's based on strength.
Yes.
Okay.
So, like I said, you can run up and down the chain, and whenever you go up or down, it's back to level 1 for that Digimon.
Okay.
But each stage is so much stronger than the previous stage that...
It's totally worth it.
Yeah, like a level 1 mega will kick the ass of a level 99 rookie.
Okay.
So...
You mean you can't overcome a mega with the power of spirit?
No. No.
That's a shame.
In fact, this game on several occasions, subverts the whole power of friendship, and you can do it with effort moments.
Oh, good.
The first fight with a eater is one of those moments. The freaky tentacle things we'll be seeing a lot of.
Okay.
But that means for a good chunk of the game, health items are completely worthless outside of battle. Because this is one of those RPGs that whenever you gain a level, you fully heal.
Oh, okay.
And since you run up and down the Digivolution chain so much, you're just constantly healing.
Okay.
And for anyone who's thinking about picking up this game, I do highly recommend this if you like JRPGs. And if you're kind of a gotta catch 'em all type, doing it is relatively easy once you get to a certain point. Because once you start getting megas, you can get Platinum Numamon, which is the dumbest looking thing. It's a platinum slime monster with golden wings.
Numamon is the poop monster, isn't it?
It's the snot monster, but close enough.
Oh, it's snot, okay.
Yeah, the green one. The yellow one is Sukamon, and that's the poop monster.
Okay.
Those have an effect that if you have it active in your team at the end of battle, you get double experience points. You can have a full team of them. Their abilities stack. Each of them have 3 equip slots, and there's an equipment item you can get that has that same effect. And it all stacks. So if you're willing to do a little bit of grinding, you can gain like 50 levels of battle.
Oh, okay.
And one of the hacking skills just immediately triggers a battle. So, yeah, some Digivolution lines require you to get the Digimon to level 99. They don't say 99, but with how the stats are laid out, you have to get it to 99.
Okay.
That's not as hard as it sounds. Like, you can do that in 15 minutes once you have this
nice.
Yeah, so...
There's a similar setup in Wild Arms 5. Like, there's a point in the game where you can buy weapons and armor for levels. And it sounds awful, but there are certain points where you can just blast through monsters and get massive amounts of experience, gaining like 30 levels in a battle. So it's kind of the same thing, I guess.
Yeah. So, I love and I hate this scene. What I love about it is it's not the same 3 you always get a choice of in Digimon games.
Okay.
Like, in almost every Digimon game, it's Agumon and Gabumon as, like, your first choice.
Yeah.
Or Guilmon or Dorumon or whoever is, like, the main character Digimon. 2 of these are side characters. Hangiromon, I think, like, a C-tier character in Season 3 gets that as their partner.
Okay.
So it's all side characters in this route. What I hate about it...
bothers you?
No. That's the part I like. It's non-traditional choices.
Okay.
And it's also not the same fire, water, grass that everything has since Pokemon.
Yeah, thank God.
What I hate about it is the fucking half an hour into the game to our first sighting of a Digimon. Like, you're not even hands-on yet, and this is the first time we get some Digimon here. It's fucking ridiculous.
My God, we're 20 minutes into the video.
And that's with
this
cuts.
is because you've already gone through, like, this stuff, and you've been skipping through a lot of the dialogue and whatnot.
Yeah.
And not exploring. So yeah, 30 minutes at least on your first playthrough.
Yeah. Like, with our dicking around the last time we played, it took us 26 minutes to get to this point. That's ridiculous pacing.
Yes.
Like, once this story gets laid out, it is really good for a JRPG. It's a really solid and takes a lot of really interesting turns.
Okay.
It is slow to lurch out of the gate. Which I kind of appreciate. Too many games these days front load all the cool stuff at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, to get you trapped into the world and whatnot.
Yeah.
But really, all you need is one cool cutscene. Which they didn't do in this.
No.
It's kind of the opposite.
No, it's a half an hour to the first fight, and it's the hand-holdy, you have a character that's too weak, and your friend has something grossly overpowered.
Right.
Except in New Game Plus, then everyone has something grossly overpowered.
Which works.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna do it again, because fuck it at this point. Dark Souls.
What? Dark Souls?
Yeah.
What even is?
Anyone who's played through Dark Souls, like, the last couple of zones are the worst in the entire franchise just because there was like, oh, we ran out of time and money. Like, I dare anyone to defend Lost Izalith. I dare them. Anyone listening, I dare you to tell me Lost Izalith is one of the better zones in that game. I challenge somebody to make an argument, a good case for Bed of Chaos. Because that is the shittiest boss fight in anything I've played. At least any Dark Souls game. That's counting this shit in Dark Souls 2. Yeah, I said it.
Oh, wow, Gauntlet is thrown.
Yeah, Gauntlet is thrown. No one Okay, scratch that, because I've seen people that put Bed of Chaos on their top 10 list. Only idiots think Bed of Chaos is a cool boss fight.
Ooh, 2 Gauntlets thrown.
Yeah, well, here's how it works. You end up in this arena with this giant fucking tree you can't do any damage to. It has these big sweeping attacks that you have to dodge away from. If you try to use invincibility frames in your dodge roll, the animation is so long and it will catch you in your roll and move your model with the roll so that even when you come out of the roll, it's going to catch you and deal damage because it's such a slow, big animation.
Okay, so your tactic that you've used your entire game up to that point will not work.
Yeah. If you block, it'll push you back physically. And it has this AoE that will randomly summon up these pillars of fire that do stupid amounts of damage, no matter what level you're at, and can easily one-shot you. That will randomly summon up, and how you actually fight the thing is you run over to one side of it, break the thing that's over there, it'll then summon up a firearm to give it even more attacks, and that can attack independently of the already huge arms. And then the floor will break off in a preset pattern, but there's no visual cue to where it's gonna break, so unless you know, you're fucked.
Okay.
And even if you do know, that big sweeping attack will either push you into it or you'll block and it'll push you into it anyway.
So it's one of the few things in Dark Souls which isn't actually fair.
No. The only fair part about it is it doesn't regenerate these things if you die.
Okay.
So how it usually goes is you run down there, you break the thing, you die. You come back, you break the other thing, you die.
Yeah.
Then you come back, you drop down onto this little platform, run up this mini maze, break a couple of things, and then get inside the tree and it's a bug and you one-shot it. You can even punch it barehanded and you'll one-shot it.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, the whole fight is such a fucking mess.
Yep. Also, some of these glitches from your capture software, some of them look like you're doing them on purpose. Like you edited them to be that way.
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I know you don't. I just think it's funny that some of them actually kind of fit the action that's going on.
Yeah.
It's like, we're in a digital world. Look at the weird graphical glitches in a digital world.
I am stumbling ass backwards through video editing. I'm not gonna lie. Now, to anyone who's actually been reading Ghostface here, he is doing something I absolutely love with narratives that is so hard to pull off because you have to invest to notice it.
Okay.
He is giving you world-explaining exposition that is wrong because he doesn't know.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So, this is something I love that very few people take advantage of. And in this day and age, everyone loves to pick apart stories. Well, this character said it works this way, and da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Characters can be wrong because they might not know.
Right, the unreliable narrator.
Yeah, so this is the variation of the unreliable narrator, where he's giving you exposition as to what Digimon are that is wrong. It's like, they're programs. It's not really. They're here to help hackers. No. If you get a Digimon, you are now a hacker. That's wrong.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So hacker is like an actual thing and not just a title?
Yeah, so your player character does become a hacker, but not because they have a Digimon. Because a different character gives them the hacking skills. And Sad Sack was already a hacker before any of this started.
Okay. This is Sad Sack?
No, this is Ghostface.
Oh, okay. Sad Sack is Sasuke?
Yeah, Sasuke was a hacker before any of this happened.
I gotcha.
And Nokia is constantly bitching and moaning about now she has the Digimon capture program, now she's a hacker. She's never really a hacker. She never hacks into anything. She's just an idiot who's freaking out over something stupid.
Good to know.
Yeah.